The Prime Minister arrived at the White House in search of reassurance from his closest ally.
Prime Minister.
But Justin Trudeau's personal bond with Donald Trump wasn't enough to influence the U.S. president to share Canada's vision on trade.
Mr. President, is NAFTA dead?
We'll see what happens. We have a tough negotiation, and it's something that you will know in the not-too-distant future.
CBC News has learned that during their private meeting, Trump asked Trudeau if he would consider a bilateral trade deal between Canada and the U.S. if NAFTA was scrapped. While the ask is dramatic, Trump has publicly mused about this before, suggesting he prefers one-on-one agreements.
It's possible we won't be able to reach a deal with one or the other. But in the meantime, we'll make a deal with one. But I think we have a chance to do something very creative that's good for Canada, Mexico, and the United States.
We're very much focused on continuing to negotiate in good faith on modernizing and upgrading NAFTA.
Trudeau didn't discuss Trump's pitch publicly, but a senior government source says he told the president continuing with a trilateral agreement that includes Mexico is Canada's preference. At an afternoon news conference, Trudeau acknowledged NAFTA talks have been difficult and that Ottawa is prepared for anything, including the possibility of the U.S. killing the trilateral trade agreement.
The American administration and the president makes decisions that surprise people from time to time. And that is certainly something that we are very much aware of and very braced for.
That view is shared by former Prime Minister Stephen Harper, who was also in Washington today on a private trip to meet with business leaders.
I tell business the following: is it conceivable, or is it just not conceivable that the administration could cancel NAFTA? I believe it is conceivable.
Trudeau also went to Capitol Hill today to remind influential lawmakers that no matter what happens with NAFTA, millions of American jobs depend on trade with Canada.
Overall picture is one we can't lose sight of, that we have benefited immeasurably from what we have been able to build together.
The committee Trudeau met with today is incredibly powerful. Trump would need its approval before he could formally terminate NAFTA. So, Wendy, that's why Trudeau spent his time today trying to influence those powerful lawmakers.
And another trade issue, Katie. Trudeau also raised the huge tariffs that the U.S. is slapping on Bombardier. Brought that up with Trump. Where did that go?
Well, Justin Trudeau told Donald Trump that Canada is frustrated with the American decision to slap nearly 300% duties on Bombardier's made Canada's C-Series planes. Now, of course, that came after Boeing complained about the government subsidies that Bombardier has received. Today, Justin Trudeau ratcheted up the rhetoric a little bit further, taking the retaliation threats again one step further. Have a listen.
The attempts by Boeing to put tens of thousands of aerospace workers out of work across Canada is not something we look on positively, and I certainly mentioned that this was a block to us purchasing making any military procurements from Boeing.
So it is clear that Canada's plan to possibly purchase fighter jets from Boeing, which had been in the works, it clearly is in jeopardy given this ongoing spat. Wendy.
A big day. Thanks so much, Katie. Katie Simpson.